Hello and welcome. This is Super Evolution. We see some news about how the efforts of the four parties defeated the Red Demon. The villagers that had to leave are now allowed to go back to their homes. They gave a special thanks to the 13 students from Nandu Institute since they made a world-breaking contribution. We then see Shang pointing at the TV and saying that the person doing the interview is his brother. Wang tells him to let him see with an excited look on his face. He calls them cool and says that he also wants to be on TV since the entire institute is talking about them. Shang asks Li Jin if he even has the qualifications to be on the front line. He also asked how the job search is going in the back. Someone asks Shang why he is acting so haughty. We see Li for the first time and he tells Shang that his brother is the one being commended and asks what it has to do with him. He starts to get angry with Li and Wang comes over to tell him not to be mad. He tells him that they're all roommates and then switches the conversation. He asked if Shang was done packing his stuff, but he doesn't know why he should be packing. Wang tells him that it's for the wilderness training, which is like a military training in college. He says that it's required for all the freshmen and then questions if they all forgot. Shang tells him that he forgot and he will need to prepare some more necessities. Wang calls over to Ming He and asks if he needs to pack as well. Ming He tells him that he is already all set. We see the TV again and Luo Qian is on while the person tells them that they all thank the students again. We switch over to the classroom and the professor tells them about the training plan. He tells everyone to listen carefully. After they negotiate with the government, they will choose their location for the training. It will be Shaoling as their wilderness training grounds. A girl asked why they have to go to that kind of place since there are so many mosquitoes and bugs and they will have to live in a farmhouse. Another person asked if a battle just ended there, but the professor tells them not to treat this training as an autumn outing. According to the news from the Hunters Association, the red demons from Shaoling have a spawning ability. The incubation and the growth speed are also quite fast. Although all the fully grown red demons have already been eliminated, the eggs are an enormous hidden danger to the residents. He tells them that the freshmen who haven't stepped into society will end up cleaning it up. A person says that they are giving them all the tiring work and another person asks why can't they just let the criminals clean it up. Shang tells the class that they need to clean Shaoling 100% so it's safe. Since they are superhumans, they shouldn't look down on the work related to protecting the people. If there are any more remaining red demons in Shaoling, they will need to report it to the institute and the government. Shang laughs and tells Wang if they could find and fight the remaining red demons and kill it, it'll count as merit. Wang tells him that he is right and freshmen like them have little to no experience with dealing with red demons, so they should have started odd jobs. The professor tells them that they haven't selected a class leader yet. He heard that Fang performed well in the rear combat team, which earned praise from the uppers. He says that they should choose Fang as their class leader and asked if anyone has any objections. He tells them as of the other class committee members, he will choose them based on their performance. He says that the weekly meeting for today will end and everyone can go prepare for the trip to Shaoling. They left the building and we see Ming He noticed a missed call from Luo Qian. He calls her up and tells her that he is sorry and his class just ended. She tells him that she is at the cafe they were at before and asked him if he wants to come over. He said okay and she also said okay. Wang heard Ming He's call and he comes over to tell him that he couldn't tell if he already had a girlfriend. Ming He tells him that she is just his classmate and not his girlfriend. Guys, when I was reading this, it just pissed me off so much. It's just, Ming He still doesn't understand the feelings that she has. Like, can you not see her face? Does she not blush every time she's around you? Like, what is going on? Do you not see this? Like, is it just me? Or like, obviously, like, he's just that dumb. Shang tells him that she was talking so gently to him and this relationship isn't normal. Look, I'm glad he said something, but how the hell did he hear anybody's voice, like, on that phone? He was not near him enough to hear that voice. There's no shot he has superhuman hearing. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Ming He tells him that there is no relationship and he has already been given the good person card. Okay, one last time, I do not know where he got this good person card from or whatever. Maybe it was that one dude, that blue-haired dude that ended up giving him the card that was in the flowers, maybe when he woke up and read it. I don't know, but like, where was all this? Like, it was not shown at all. Shang tells him that he thought he already had a girlfriend, but it turns out that he is just a simp. Wang asked who it is, and maybe it's his imaginary classmate, Luo Qian. Ming He tells him that it's her, and he is going to see why she is looking for him. He asks them if they could help him bring back his book to the dormitory and says thanks. Wang tells Shang since they got nothing to do, even if they go back, they should go over to look. He says sure and says he wants to see Ming He act like a simp. Wang asked if Li is coming, but he responds by calling it boring. He tells them that he is going back to reading and he doesn't want to live with them in their trashy dormitory next semester. Shang gets mad and asks what Li said. Wang tells him to just forget it and they can't lose track of Ming He, but Shang asks if Li is a burlap sack since he is so full of pretense. Wang tells him that they should go and asked him if he wants to see Ming He's humble appearance when facing a girl. Shang tells him that he is very angry. We switch over to the cafe and we see Ming He and Luo Qian sitting down. Ming He says that he saw her get commended. She tells him that the seniors in the team are the powerful ones and she is just there to make up the numbers. He asked her if she got hurt, but she replies with a no. He tells her that it's good and asked her if she was looking for him for something urgent. No, Ming He, she wasn't looking for you for something urgent. You're her damn boyfriend. You should go see her, but obviously you don't know that. So it's okay, I guess. Luo starts to blush and tells him that it's nothing special. She thinks to herself that she will put aside the fact that he didn't contact her after he entered the institute. Okay, look, you would think she would tell him, hey, are we even dating? Like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? But no, she's just letting it slide. She's just going with it. Like, I don't know what she's doing. He is even talking so weirdly to her and she questions if they are even dating. She brings up the freshman training and tells him that the institute wants her to be a teaching assistant for them. She agreed and told him that when the time comes, she would go with them to Shaoling. We then see Wang and Shang looking at Ming He and Luo Qian. They think that Luo Qian is really Ming He's classmate. Luo tells him that it's just this matter. He tells her that it is good since now they could see each other often. She then asked him if they should go watch a movie. Since she's been staying on the front lines for 10 days, her roommate told her that her mental state is a bit strained, so she told her to go watch a movie. Wang and Shang are both getting angry since Luo Qian is the one taking initiative to watch the movie. Ming He agrees and tells her that she is right since there should be a balance between work and rest. He tells her that he could recommend her a comedy to watch and he heard the reviews are really good. She asked him if he has anything going on, but he said that all he has is training. She asked if he isn't planning on going to the movies with her. Ming He then responds and tells her that works as well. Wang and Shang spit out their drinks and asked how a goddess could be so humble when facing a man. He tells her that he has a friend that said that he is a cultivation maniac. He gets up and he says that he guesses that it's time to go watch a movie and let's go. She agrees and they both walk off while Wang and Shang are both crying. They fall to the floor and says that they can't accept this. She even took the initiative to call him and invite him to drink coffee. She also invited him to go watch a movie. They feel like their goddess is simping for Ming He. We switch over to Shaoling and we see all the freshman students while some of the villagers give their thanks and give them some food. We see Fang and she tells Ming He that the teacher wants to see him, which he then says okay. He starts to move to the front and we see Dean Meng and Director Shi. Ming He says hello to the dean and he tells Ming He that one of the military instructors is looking for him and he should go see them. He says yes and he starts to go over. He then sees Luo Lin and she says hello to him and he is surprised that she is there too. She tells him that she comes to Nandu Institute every year as a training instructor to guide all the freshmen. It is kinda like a vacation for her since commanding battles are very exhausting. He asked her if there is any special instructions and she tells him no. Other than coaching for wilderness combat and wilderness survival, keeping the freshmen safe is the most important thing for her and their team. Ming He tells her that she worked hard. She tells him that it was nothing and it's not like she doesn't know his abilities. She tells him as a member of Dragontooth, he is more than qualified to be an instructor for the freshmen. She says that she knows he wants to enjoy his college life, so she won't expose him, but he was in a hurry when he left and she also had a lot of missions to do. She didn't have time to explain the situation to him, but he asked what situation. She said the Dragontooth situation. Although the members of Dragontooth are independent, she must tell him the extent of his authority. He questions the extent, which she tells him that if he thought the team she made him join was a small and random one. She asked if he knows how many super soldiers who are out there who would kill to join the Dragontooth, but they don't even know where to find the applications to fill it out. He asked her to tell him his authority, which is over Group B. He has the commanding power of his executing district and reserve personnel for the Institute and government. They would have to follow his dispatches, but if the frontline members are in his commanding district, they will still need to follow his arrangements first. Ming He questions the executing district, and she tells him that it's the district he carries out a mission in. For example, Xiaoling is his district right now. He tells her that he isn't carrying out any orders, and she tells him that she is telling him his mission right now. She says that she will have 2 missions this time, and the safety of the students in the wilderness is their top priority. Since Ming He is a member of Dragontooth and is a group of freshmen, he would naturally need to assist the government with that part. Ming He says that it's no problem, and even if he wasn't from Dragontooth, he would still do it. He questions the second mission, but she tells him that he doesn't need to know the second mission right now, but when the time comes, she will tell him more. He tells her that he will now go back to the team line. She tells him to go and to keep his Dragontooth identity a secret for now. He thinks that it's even better since he likes a low profile. We then see a mountain with all the students while they are setting up their tents. A blonde-haired girl says that she thought they were going to live on a farm, but instead they're out in the middle of nowhere. She asked who could get used to sleeping in a tent, and even the signal there is weak, and asked how are they going to survive. The teacher tells the students that camping is the basic skill in the wilderness. He says that everyone must learn from the instructors seriously and asks them if they understood. At that same time, I think we see Zhang and Wang looking at Luo Qian. A bunch of boys gathered around Luo Qian, and one is even taking a picture. We see Ming He, and he says that his tent is set up, and next he must sprinkle some bug repellent powder. We then saw instructor Zhu Qi, and he is pouring bug repellent. He says that this is the wild animal line, and most animals have a keen sense of smell and are afraid of forest fires, so they won't get close if they end up smelling something charred. Of course, they should make sure the ashes are completely burnt so they won't catch on fire easily. The blonde-haired girl says that they all are superhumans and asks why would they be afraid of some wild animals. Zhu tells them that the wild animals have the possibility of going through evolutionary mutation if they eat the dead Calamity Beast meat. He tells them that they have seen a 10-meter tall Calamity Mutant Beast bear before. He says that it's good since they were pitching camps collectively. If they are alone or if there are few people on their team when on a mission, those details must be carried out well. It could save their lives when it's crucial. Someone says they are going to burn some more ashes, and another person asked if they could burn some more since they want some as well. We see groups of people sitting down next to the campfires. A person asked if the instructor had any frightening experiences. She tells them that the most frightening experience she had would have been the Calamity Emperor Beast. At that time, she was also a student. We then see when she was younger and she is looking at the Calamity Beast. She says that it was more than 10 kilometers away and the Calamity Demon was as tall as the mountains. At the time, everyone in the city thought the mountains were moving towards them. That said, the city was abandoned and ended up becoming a nest for the Calamity Demons. It was fortunate that most of the citizens evacuated safely. A student asked her what was the Calamity Beast's class level. Hey, sorry, yeah, I don't know if you were paying attention or not, but she literally said it was an Emperor class. Like, did you not hear that when she started the story? She tells them that it was an Emperor class, and another student asked her if the humans really defeated it. A couple of super leaders were sacrificed during the battle, including the dean from Nandu Institute. The professor tells the students to rest up, and tomorrow they will start to clean up the battlefield. It is now morning time, and the professor tells everyone to wake up and to divide into 10 small groups based on their class. A purple-haired girl tells everyone that the instructors will take them on a morning run in the mountains to warm up. After that, they will come back to eat their breakfast. She tells them that she will be responsible for their group and they will have to keep up with her. Her name is Miao Lan and she is one of the instructors. She tells the group if they fall behind, they will only eat steamed buns today. Shang says that it isn't even hard, and another person agrees and says that everyone there is superhuman and their physiques aren't bad. Miao says that the teacher or teaching assistant will be at the back of the team, and if they fall behind, they will need to follow them and finish running the course. She then tells everyone to start, and so she starts to run. They are in the forest, and we see Shang and Ming He is keeping up, but she is very fast. By the way, I don't know if that's actually Shang, but I'm just assuming, so if it isn't, just let me know. They continue to run while Ming He is a little bit behind her. They jump over a wall while Ming He is keeping up his pace behind her. We then see a person fall off the wall, and the person that is falling asks who pushed him. They reach a river while Miao, Fang, Ming He, Li, and another person is still up front. They jump on the rocks to cross the river, and Ming He is still in first place. By the way, I know it's not a competition, but you know, our boy is the main character after all, so like if he didn't get first place, I'll kind of be a little disappointed, you know? We see some of the other students fall and slip on the rocks. We see the sun coming up on the mountain they are running on. Miao then stopped, and Li asked why they stopped since she doesn't need to wait for them because they could keep up. She tells him that they all four can, but not the rest of the students, so they will need to wait for the rest of the students and tells them to rest up a little bit. We see Liang Dong, Li, Ming He, and Feng. They question how Ming He didn't even break a sweat. We finally see some other students catching up, and Wang and Zhang are both sweating and dying since they are tired. A person says that they have been waiting for almost 5 minutes. Miao says that most of the students have arrived, so they can now continue. Some of the students question if they are running again and asked if they could rest a little bit longer while asking the instructor to wait. Miao tells the students that the breakfast isn't ready yet and everyone should take a break. Feng says it seems like every class has a couple of exceptional students. Those said students have easily adapted to the intense morning run. Li tells her that it's to be expected since those students are the best in their respected cities. Liang sits on a rock and tells them that those students who attend Nandu's Superhuman Institute should be the best. He says that he is from Lu City and he asks the others where are they from. Li tells him that he grew up in Nandu, which Liang calls him awesome, and then asks Feng. She tells him that she is from Lanyang, and Ming He also said that he is from there too. Liang says whoa and asked if they are from the same city, which they both said yeah. He then smells food and tells the rest of them that the food is ready and they should go eat together. After breakfast, Luel tells the students that their next task is to go along the path they went on when they were running that morning. They need to conduct a detailed 1-kilometer search around the area. She tells them not to leave a single stone unturned and to check every nook and cranny. Their job is to clean up the demon eggs, and if they discover a hidden red demon, do not act alone. If they do find one, they would need to go to a designated location and fire a signal flare. That flare will notify the teachers and instructors about what is happening. She asked them if they understood, and they all agreed. The teacher tells them that their grade on this will be counted towards their credits and then tells them to do their best. The students get excited and says understood and let's go. This guy is nice and Liang says that since they are one group, they should decide on a plan. Li tells them that during their morning run, he ended up observing many shrubs downstreams. He also did his homework on red-eyed demons and they like wet areas with lots of shrubs. They have the same habitat like the snakes do. A girl in their group speaks up and calls Li amazing since they were out of breath during the morning run, but he could still observe so much. Liang says that aimlessly searching won't get them anywhere, so they will follow Li's advice and search the shrubs downstream. They say okay, and then we switch over to the forest. A person says that the shrubs are dense and tall, and maybe they could use their spirit art to cut them down. Feng tells them that it isn't necessary since they could just use their hands, and since they're in the wild, they shouldn't waste their spirit art. Li tells them not to worry about it, and they could use their spirit arts to clear a path since if there is danger, the rest of the group will deal with it. Listen Li, I respect what you're trying to do here. You're trying to prove that you are a leader, but let me be honest with you. Feng, she is the president of the class or whatever she was elected as, okay? The fact that you are overruling what she just said is bull. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. They say okay, and the person thinks that it's fun. Fang then talks to Ming He and tells him that he didn't finish speaking and asks what was he going to say. He tells her that the instructor said that there was a possibility that a red demon is still hiding there. The cutting of the grass will startle them and expose their location, which will scare the other demons away. She says that the instructor did, and he is right. He tells her that it's whatever since there is a small chance of them appearing. Most likely, the instructors performed a preliminary sweep of the area before they let them come there. She questions on the sweep and how would he even know. He tells her that it's the instructor's first time there as well, but they still managed to lead them down a path in their morning run and brought them back. It's obvious that when everyone was sleeping last night, they sent a group of instructors to explore the path and investigate their surroundings. She questions what they're even needed for. He says that the eggs are small, so they should try to find the eggs through instruments or a lot of people searching. Most likely, the demon eggs are like snake eggs, so the instruments won't be able to detect them. She says but Ming He stops. He tells her that they didn't investigate this area last night. She questions why, and then she turns and sees a red-eyed demon. She looks a little bit scared, but Ming He stops himself and hears a scream. Fang and Ming He start to rush over to the others and ask what is wrong. The blonde-haired girl tells them that there are demon eggs, and Lee says that there are a lot of them. Fang tells them that a red-eyed demon just ambushed her and Ming He. Lee questions where, and she tells him that it ran away and it was supposed to attack, but then suddenly turned and dipped. Lee asked which direction it ran in, since they need to chase after it, because it could be a good opportunity. Ming He tells him that it's already far away, and since it's hiding in the shrubs, it will be difficult to find. The top priority is to notify the instructors so they could do a concentrated search around the area. Lee tells him that it's just a red-eyed demon and asks why they are being so afraid, which another guy hops in and agrees, since they will get a better grade if they kill it. I'm actually a little disappointed in Lee. You know, I thought he was gonna be the smart one and immediately say, yeah, let's go get the instructors, but nah, he's trying to make fun of Ming He, who fought a Lord rank mutant. It's like, you know what, you could piss off. Ming He says no, since the demons are extremely dangerous. It isn't convenient to move around in that environment since it could hide anywhere it wants. He tells them that they need to call more people over to be safe. Lee asked why Ming He is being a coward and how could he be on the front lines in the future. Fang agrees with Ming He and tells them that they should listen to him. Lee then agrees and tells him that since he's fast, he should go inform the instructors and not to let the demon get away. Ming He says okay and starts to run. He then shoots up the flare and the instructor comes over and asks if he found any eggs. He tells him that they found a demon hiding around the shrubs. The instructor questions it, but Ming He tells him yeah. He then asked about the other classmates and then they hear a scream. Ming He jumps off the cliff and tells the instructor to call reinforcements. The instructor asks what is he doing since he could be the one getting help and he should be the one that goes and save them. He then goes on his tablet and tells all the teachers near the river to come to the red signal point since a red demon has been found and students are getting hurt. We see Ming He rushing over and then a red-eyed demon appears in front of him. He then punches it, but it gets mad. But he grabbed it and then threw it on the floor. He grabs it again and says that he miscalculated since there is more than one while slamming it on the floor. He says that the instructors who came in first most likely missed a hidden nest. He then hears someone calling out to save them, which he then starts running and says that someone is nearby. He heard it again and looked around, but then he saw a human-looking snake coming out of a cave while it says to save it. Ming He thinks to himself that it could mimic human cries for help while he sees more red demons coming around him. He thinks that he needs to kill them quickly since the others were probably tricked by that sound too. A demon then bites a root which opens up a large hole in the ground. Ming He says that it's not good and we see him land on the floor. He calls the nest big and said that this is where they were hiding during the sweep. Thank you all for watching and I hope you all enjoyed this video.